The country still remains in a deep state of shock and sorrow over the ferry disaster, with 193 people now confirmed dead and 109 others unaccounted for.
Let's connect with our Shin Se-min at the news center for the latest. Se-min, the weather hasn't been on the search and rescue team side in the past couple of days. How has this affected operations?
Yes, the conditions down in Jindo have definitely made things extremely difficult. Heavy rain, high tides, fast currents, and fog are all contributing factors hampering the rescue operation. Currently, the official death toll stands at 193, with 4 more bodies being discovered during an early morning search operation at around 2 a.m. Korea time. The bodies have not yet been identified, but are presumed to be male students from Danwon High School. Now, going back to the conditions down at the site, rain clouds are clearing out, which should help search crews, but the sea conditions will worsen, with currents forecast to reach speeds of up to 2.4 meters per second. And in terms of the search operation, a diving bell is expected to be deployed on Tuesday afternoon for the second time since last week's accident. A diving bell was set to be deployed last Saturday, but strong currents made it difficult for the equipment to be utilized, forcing emergency crews to pull it back out. And if and when the diving bell is set properly, it will allow divers to continue their underwater search for up to 20 consecutive hours. And so far, only 1/3 of the Sewol-ho ferry's 111 cabins have been searched. And the divers are mainly focused on searching the 4th floor of the vessel, where most of the missing passengers are believed to be, and where they also found some of the bodies over the last several hours.
Right, and many of the missing are thought to be on the left side of the ship, as the ferry listed to the left as it sank. Those will be the spots the divers will have to be focused on. Now, Se-min, new video footage of the early stages of the sinking have been released. Quite shocking, I would say. Tell us more about that.
Yes, it really is shocking. The video released by the Maritime Police shows that first crucial moments of the rescue efforts, and it shows a captain and some of the crew being among the first to get off the sinking ferry. Now, the central focus of the footage is a period between 9:43 a.m. and 9:49 a.m. This footage clearly shows that Captain Lee Jun-seok and his crew leaving the ferry without attending to passengers. And it's difficult to distinguish him as a captain, as Lee jumps into the rescue boat in his boxer shorts without his uniform on. And by 9:35 a.m., all 15 crew members have started to abandon their ship. But as you can see, hardly any passengers are seen on the deck of the ferry, raising criticism that crew didn't properly instruct them to leave the ship.
Yes, shocking video indeed, and there are still many more questions at this point than answers, unfortunately. What about the criminal investigations that are ongoing at this point? What do we know so far?
Yes, there are a number of investigations underway, and one is looking into the link between Kim Han-sik, the president of the Cheonghaejin Marine Company, and Yoo Byung-eun, the practical owner of the ferry company. Now, Kim was summoned for questioning Tuesday morning for the first time since the ferry disasters. Prosecutors are looking into whether he was involved in any business irregularities, such as embezzlement, dereliction of duty, and tax evasion in connection with Yoo. Now, the possibility that Kim managed slush funds for Yoo Byung-eun is also being investigated. Investigators have been taking a long look at Yoo and raided 4 offices in Seoul, Daegu, and in Gyeonggi-do province on Monday, looking for evidence of paper companies. They also raided the Mokpo Coast Guard station, suspecting officers there of neglected their duties in the early stages of the rescue. Now, also, 3 members of the Korea Shipping Association have been arrested over claims that they destroyed evidence in relation to the case. Now, investigations into whether the ferry had malfunctioning lifeboats on board will also broaden, as 5 lifeboats were recently found floating near the scene, indicating they began to work much later than they should have, because normally a functioning lifeboat would automatically deploy after coming under external pressure. Now, that's all I have for now, but I will keep you updated in the later newscast.